A different future starts with you. That's why GoDaddy does more than help you find a name. You can create, sell, and get found online so any small business can drive change or build an empire. Because old ideas aren't cutting it anymore. This new year, we need a new generation of thinking, your way of thinking. So whatever you have in mind that will help make a different future, find everything you need to get started at GoDaddy.com. Because the future isn't decided yet. It's still ours to win. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Le Mans says no to Formula One. Kunal Shah, this is completely shocking and scandalous. The president of the ACO, which is basically the body which organizes Le Mans, has rejected the FIA's proposal to host Formula One at the legendary Le Mans circuit. Now, I am very disappointed, obviously, but I can't help but laugh. Finally, someone has had the guts to say no to Formula One.
Mithila, I have one very simple question. You have got to pronounce the words ACO for me.
Kunal, that question is not simple at all.
But in the equation of what is cooler, MotoGP or Formula One, I think it's MotoGP. They already race at Le Mans.
And we've had a whole host of Formula One people saying of late that MotoGP is cooler.
Indeed.
So Fernando Alonso was at the Italian Grand Prix. The MotoGP Grand Prix. Hamilton has said in no uncertain terms that he wants to race on two wheels. Now, whether that is to win or to take selfies, we don't know. Because currently he's not doing either in Formula One.
So Michael Schumacher raced on two wheels, not in MotoGP, of course. And if you remember, after being bumped off in Russia by Danny Kivat, Sebastian Vettel rode a bike back to the paddock as well.
But it's nice to see that the FIA and the FOM is finally getting a taste of their own medicine. So we all know that they played this whole dirty trick where the 24 hours of Le Mans clashed with the European Grand Prix, packaged as the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, my God. And obviously, Kunal, they have done it on purpose. Bernie is extremely possessive and he doesn't like his drivers racing elsewhere, or rather winning elsewhere, if you're Nico Hulkenberg.
Well, I just guess that this is probably Formula One's way of trying to look cool too. I mean, imagine Formula One cars racing at the legendary Le Mans circuit.
But let's be content. Formula One has the Grand Prix at Monaco coming up in just a few days from now. Something definitely to look forward to. It is my favorite race on the calendar.
Oh yes, I saw this race live in, I think, was it 2013 or 14? I can't remember. But it is absolutely the Grand Prix to be at.
My grandfather saw this race live in 1958 and he would agree.
Wow.
So we have big news from the Renault camp. Their upgraded engine is coming out a full fortnight before scheduled delivery. I'm sure a certain Max Verstappen is doing a woohoo!
So this upgraded Renault engine, I wonder what it's going to lead to. I don't know if it's going to make the Renault factory cars any quicker. But as for the Red Bulls, will it be a faster car or a blown up one? I'm not sure. So we already know that the Red Bull chassis is probably rated as the best on the grid. And I wonder if this upgraded Renault engine is going to complement the chassis. But let's not be mistaken. If Red Bull does do well at Monaco, that might not necessarily be thanks to the Renault engine. Although to me, it does seem like Red Bull is more likely to beat Mercedes than Ferrari.
Of course, they have baby Vettel with them. Question is, will Max Verstappen be under pressure? He's obviously gone where no man has gone before at his age. I'm eager to see how he plays out this next big race.
Yes, he is going to be under tremendous pressure, I'm pretty sure. And I think he somewhat knows how to handle it, And if he doesn't, to be honest, he's got to learn soon. And he seems to be a quick learner. Well, he's a Grand Prix winner already. And the expectations have just turned absolutely different.
The good news is that luck is on his side, for sure.
Oh yeah, and so is the Red Bull Racing pit wall. He has one less driver to beat, and Daniel Ricciardo. And I really wonder if Ferrari's PR is fading away. You know, their preview to the Monaco Grand Prix says that they'll be strong. They've been saying this all season long.
It's kind of like the McLaren PR. They've been saying they'll be on the podium since, I think, last year. So with Verstappen at Red Bull Racing, do you think Ferrari and Mercedes should be worried about who the driver lineup is going to be next year and perhaps the year after?
Yeah, well, to answer your question, yes, they should be worried, but not entirely about who's going to fill their cockpits. Because, you know, we've spoken about how there's Ricciardo and Sainz, and if Red Bull Racing is Ferrari's driver training team, there could be Stoffel Van Dorn, there could possibly be a Pascal Wehrlein as well. But the one thing that should bother Mercedes and Ferrari is that how on earth does Red Bull Racing deliver one young driver after another? I mean, their program is ruthless. You know, they had Sebastian Vettel, they now have Daniel Ricciardo. I would still put Danny Kivat in that. There's Max Verstappen.
I was just going to ask if they've disowned Danny Kivat from that program.
There's Carlos Sainz Jr. I mean, they have done it right consistently. So I think they deserve an applaud. Come on.
Good job, guys.
Thank you, Red Bull Racing.
I am waiting eagerly to see what Mercedes can pull out of the bag. They have a lot to make up for after the whole Spain debacle. Question is, how will they bounce back? Hamilton and Rosberg, I mean, all eyes were on them after Spain. They say they've actually cleared the air about their clash in Spain. I would have loved to hear how they would have done that clearing of air.
You know, I'm going to try and imitate how they would have probably done that. So, you know, Lewis would have gone, "Hey, Nico, yo, man, I do not accept full responsibility for the crash. Do you understand?" And
I wish the viewers could see the hand gestures, rap style that you're putting in.
And, you know, Nico would have gone like, "Lewis, you know, I don't accept full responsibility for the crash either. Do you understand?" You know? And they would have probably wondered together, who on earth can we blame?
And I guess they figured it's safest to just blame Pastor Maldonado, of course.
So the one big fact, Mithila, is that we are in Formula One. We do not clear the air. We dirty it.
Well, then the Monaco Grand Prix is going to be even more exciting.
I really hope all our Formula One fans got that joke.
We know that Nico Rosberg has fondly been known as Britney Spears in the past. Well, Kunal, the one song that Rosberg's garage will never, ever, ever play. Guess what it is? Hit me, baby, one more time.
On that note, then, let's hope Hamilton's garage never plays "Oops, I Did It Again."
Even more so in Monaco.
I mean, I hope people remember last year and what happened to Lewis Hamilton. That was Formula One being cruel, mind you.
We've heard a lot of opinions and perspectives on the entire Lewis-Nico crash from experts and former drivers and supposed experts and all of that. So Jackie Stewart blames Hamilton.
Ouch.
Coulthard is neutral. Villeneuve blames Rosberg.
Not
Everyone
surprised.
has something to say about this.
Well, the FIA said it's a racing incident, and I guess we'll just have to leave it at that. But what will
Since
be...
when does the Inside Line F1 podcast agree with the FIA, Kunal?
Okay, let's agree upon one thing, that the Monaco Grand Prix is going to be absolutely crucial for Lewis Hamilton.
I am waiting for your predictions for the race.
So Hamilton's not won in Monaco since 2008.
In fact, Hamilton has never won at Monaco with Mercedes. Wow.
Wow, indeed. And his idol, Ayrton Senna, is the king of Monaco with 6 victories. And to bring back Jackie Stewart on this podcast, he said that Hamilton probably needs to rethink his opening lap tactics. Who would have thunk, really?
Though he's extremely busy at the moment, he's been practicing being James Bond. Did you see that picture? And I dare say he's doing a pretty good job. Lewis Hamilton probably knows that Daniel Craig has refused to feature in the next lot of James Bond films.
Ouch.
He's just being his usual Lewis opportunistic self, I guess. Though I must admit, Rosberg versus Hamilton is getting interesting. And the season is only just warming up. Can't wait to see what's in store, huh?
To me, what's even more interesting is Rosberg to Ferrari rumors. I didn't really think he was that good.
Maybe that's why they're rumors and only rumors. Well, the best rumor we heard in this past week that Hamilton could miss the Monaco Grand Prix. Well, our Hamilton fans will be glad to know that it is and was only a rumor.
Oh God, too bad, terrible. Well, it's Lewis Hamilton. Maybe he injected this rumor because he just wanted to party in Monaco and at the Cannes Film Festival. But I'll tell you what's even more interesting for me, and specifically from Monaco. So Ron Dennis thinks that McLaren Honda are going to dethrone Mercedes,
Maybe they plan to have Alonso and Button crash into each other.
And at the moment, McLaren are very well equipped from a sponsor's point of view if they do not dethrone Mercedes. Sensodyne is one of their sponsors and it offers pain relief.
I'm sure Fernando Alonso is a big customer. Pirelli says that they will be monitoring tyre pressures in real time, and I suspect this will change a lot of things.
Oh yes, I would suspect so, because there are rumors in the paddock that there are teams that are playing around with tyre pressures and are actually deviating from Pirelli's recommendations. And guess what? It's going to be a few more sensors to the existing hundreds to monitor what a Formula One car does in real time. The engineering challenge of being in Formula One, which apparently Sauber's Monisha Kaltenborn thinks that F1 lacks this very challenge. I mean, my simple plea to her would be, and to everyone for that matter, would be to not make our sport any more complex. Although I must bring to our listeners' notice is that Monisha Kaltenborn also said that new investors aren't keen on Formula One. And that to me makes absolute sense. I mean, there is just so much negativity around the sport, It far outweighs the positives. I mean, we've had knee-jerk rule changes. We've had a social media backlash. We've had domination from Nico Rosberg and Mercedes, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be beaten anytime soon. I mean, apart from the sporting problems, we already know the financial problems that the sport is facing.
So while we're of course waiting for the Monaco Grand Prix to finally get here, there's been a lot of chatter about IndyCar racing. So I heard that Perez said a big yes that he would love to race there. And Alonso has dropped a hint, whatever that means.
It means that he wants to drive anything but that McLaren Honda.
I don't blame him. But that doesn't explain why Jenson Button said no to racing in the IndyCar series. Well, Lewis Hamilton also said no, which is a big shocker because Lewis Hamilton has said no to something that originates in America. Oh my God.
And we thought his love for America was unconditional after all. There's news that Heineken is going to join Formula One. Okay, Bernie's already called for a press conference to announce something new in the week leading up to the Canadian Grand Prix. So for our listeners, I would love to share, that Heineken is already a part of Formula One via Force India. So Heineken owns, I think, a 25% stake in United Breweries Limited, which owns the brand Kingfisher beer.
And they're a sponsor on Force India.
Yeah, I think they're also probably one of my favorite beers to have.
And I would like to raise a toast to Romain Grosjean.
Cheers.
He's doing something pretty awesome. He's paying tribute to Jules Bianchi. And he's going to do this via his helmet at the upcoming race. The only thing is, I really hope that the FIA doesn't play party pooper with a ban on the helmet design change. But it's now time for my most favorite part of this episode. Kunal, predictions for the Monaco Grand Prix.
I would say Max Verstappen is not going to win. Sorry for that to all our Dutch listeners and maybe the Belgian ones as well. I suspect it will be a Mercedes, and it is high time for Lewis Hamilton to score a win. So it'll probably be Lewis. It'll probably be Rosberg. I don't see Rosberg losing too many points at home. And it might just be a Red Bull. Now, could that be Verstappen or Ricciardo?
I'm just eager to see how Lewis Hamilton celebrates his victory in Monaco. Now, that's going to be a party we should definitely get invited to.
Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. We look forward to taking you through the Monaco Grand Prix. Follow us on Facebook, Google+, and on Twitter for regular updates. And of course, like always, we'll see you next week.
Hey, what do you want to da-da-da?
I don't know. What do y'all think we should da-da-da?
Well, what did we da yesterday?
Yesterday.
All the days feel like the same day these days.
I know.
Like, is today Monday or Tuesday?
Today is Thursday.
Oh no, I forgot to call my mom on her birthday.
Oh,
No!
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. That won't change. Not today or any day.
Quote today at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.